Today's podcast is brought to you by Audible. Head over to audibletrial.com/jumbled and get your free 30-day trial and a free audiobook. More information about our sponsor coming up in the middle of the show, but for now, let's just get things started. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Jumbled, your favorite podcast about nothing. I'm Zach.
I'm Johnny, and we have...
I'm Lacey!
Yeah, there we go. Oh. All right. We're going to retake this. Take 46 and go. Just kidding.
Just kidding. We're good.
You guys wanted it. We finally managed to track her down as she was gallivanting around the world. Lacey is back on to do her follow-up episode. Yay!
I don't have little applause sounds that I can play right now, but I'll try to put some in the background of the actual podcast.
Yeah, come on, Zach. Get on that. Worst.
That would make me feel really special because no one else has had that.
That is true. We've had...
that's true.
We've had minimal sound effects, except for...
I want to buy one of those for Jesse's graduation because I want to embarrass the shit out of him.
The giant horn?
I think it'll be great.
Oh,
yeah, and I bought confetti guns already, so
did you actually?
I'm ready.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Yeah.
You should buy a t-shirt cannon and have just a few t-shirts made and then fire those off as well.
That's amazing. He would be so embarrassed. Oh my god.
I just see you like standing up in the middle of the crowd, like double fisting, like confetti gun, t-shirt guns.
Perfect.
We need to film this when this happens because I also wanted a close up on Jesse's face while it's going on.
I already told him, I'm like, get prepared because you're gonna be pissed off at me.
Right.
I'm gonna make a scene for sure.
Poor guy. I can't wait. Can't wait.
Yeah.
You're not doing your job if you don't make a scene.
Yeah.
Well, exactly. That's the whole point. Otherwise, why would I bother going?
Are you a good spouse if you don't embarrass your spouse?
Right.
Exactly.
That's the question. That is the question.
As three married people here, we should be able to figure this one out.
True.
You would think so. One would think so. By the way, I want to apologize if you hear any clickety clacking or anything. My puppy is just running loose inside the house right now.
Oh yeah, I heard something.
There might be some barking.
Cute.
Yep, and tons of energy. Australian Shepherd and.
Good luck with that.
We can't kennel him. We can't kennel him right now because he'll just bark the entire time.
That's
just
how
like
you
a
get
baby.
through kenneling is you just got to let him bark it out, you goober.
Yeah, but not while we're recording the podcast.
Wait,
though, you know?
How old's your dog?
I'm still trying to. Like 5 months.
You haven't kennel trained it yet?
No, I mean the dog's been in the kennel and it eventually quiets.
All right,
but
I don't know.
Like
my dog cried for like 8 months.
You gotta
So it takes
persevere.
a fucking while.
I know.
Johnny, I feel like you're just like poking your corgis through. You got like a little dog poker. It's got a blunt end. It's not sharp. It's just like a little poker. Every time they start barking, you poke them.
Hey! And then they stop.
That's it? Hold on, Johnny. You just created a business plan for your dog training. And all it is one word.
Hey, training. Hey, training. I can hear the jingle now. I mean, there's obviously a little bit more to that, but the whole idea is to, like, distract them from their, like, runaway train thought of, I need to cry. Man, we brought Lacey on to, like, hear more funny stories, and now dogs. We're just, like, ridiculing Zach for his dog.
No, I thought Lacey was just sitting here while we talk about dogs for an hour. That sounds like a good time.
Like, I could also do that.
Yeah.
No, that would not be good. That would not be good.
Hey, we could break it in big with the dog crowd, okay? That's an untapped market for us right now. Hey Training. This episode of Jumble is brought to you by Hey Training. Hey Training.
Jesus Christ.
I sort of just
want
like
$3.99.
I want to figure out how we can start making merch and then like get somebody to draw out just you screaming at a dog. Little bubble says, "Hey." That's it. That's it.
So this
it'd be so good.
Earlier this week, I accidentally did the dog hey to Allie when she was doing something.
Yeah, bad move.
She immediately stopped.
I could have just imagined the look.
Just side-eyed me and was like, "Did you just give me the Gus hey?" And I was like, "Yeah, that was an accident. I'm sorry." But it worked.
You did it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. This is a safe space. Remember, I think you've said before that she doesn't listen to the podcast.
She does occasionally.
Right.
I have no idea when. Sometimes she'll just like come home and be really disappointed in me, and I just assume it's because she listened to the podcast.
Not because of you being a shitty husband.
No, yeah, exactly.
So anyway, Lacey, let's get you involved in this conversation instead of just talking about dogs. How are you? What's new since the last time you were on the pod? It's like episode 70, I think was.
Was it that long ago?
I think so. Yeah.
Wow.
It's been a year.
That's
because it was like July 3rd.
Dude, that's so nuts.
Was it actually?
I know, right? Yeah.
That's terrifying.
I literally haven't used my Skype since. So when I logged in, I'm like, oh, July 3rd. Okay.
Oh. Fuck, that's crazy.
Yeah,
well,
nothing
this
has
is just
changed.
A yearly thing. This is just going to be a yearly thing then.
Yeah,
I
mean,
it has to be.
Almost, yeah, almost exactly. So, all right, new tradition. I love traditions.
Yay! So nothing has changed for you in the past year, Lacey?
Well, I'm still in debt. I still spend my money horribly.
Yeah, we all do.
And
yeah.
I collect terrible, disgusting filth from my clients that then I share to the world.
And that is worth a lot.
It's worth a lot.
Really
mostly just for me.
Oh, I'm not part of this conversation? Fine, I'll leave.
No.
Sit on the line for 40 minutes while you get your poop together. Zach.
Well, I don't know if I kind of forget what I talked about last time. I remember like the main ones. So I have one that it won't quite top the tummy fucking.
Nothing can ever top the tummy fucking.
That's the thing. But it's pretty close. And I actually technically have another tummy fucking story that's different.
Oh, dude, perfect.
Okay. You can't give
it's
two
more
great
sad.
story like precursors like that and then.
Okay, I'm sorry. So let's try to top the first tummy fucker.
Okay. The tummy fucker.
Okay, so a client.
Hey, he has a name, I assume.
Yeah, tummy
okay.
fucker. Tommy the tummy fucker.
Well, or would he be tummy fucky?
Oh yeah.
Well, there was a dude that fucked the tummy. Well, there were multiple dudes that fucked the tummy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to say.
All right, go ahead. The floor is yours.
A client of mine, he is a drummer for some band, and they did a show at Sturgis that, like, I don't know, do I call it a bike rally?
Motorcycle rally, yeah.
Yeah, that one. He witnessed two strangers in a bar. Didn't know each other. I can see your face getting excited already.
Yes, tell me more.
One rather large man that fit the stereotype of what a biker would look like. Right, duh. Who, I don't even want to use the word convinced because apparently she was very willing, told a woman who was there and who was very down, he dropped his pants, pulled his foreskin up to make a shot glass, and put whiskey in the tip of his dick, and she took a shot from his dick.
That sounds like a party.
I have so many questions about how this happened, like physically.
I did too.
So did she like put her lips? Like, did she drink from the foreskin chalice directly, or did he just
from like the sippy cup?
Yeah, or did he just kind of like pour it into her mouth? Was she on her knees? Did he stand?
No,
on
like
the bar?
she put it.
She was on her knees, and she like did like a little suction.
See what I was wanting you to say was she grabbed it with the hand, right? She put her mouth over like a Jello shot, but not.
Oh, there's probably
if she grabbed the dick or if he was holding it for her.
I mean,
I never clarified that. That's a good question.
Why would you be afraid of holding the dick if you're about to take a shot from it?
Well, she might have been holding the dick. I didn't ask. I had so many other questions, like how much cheese was there?
I was just going to say. So, number one, you said foreskin, a foreskin shot. I immediately assumed.
Wait, was it wine? Was it wine?
Oh.
Combine the wine and cheese?
There's just a charcuterie board.
Oh. And I'm just imagining this guy being like mid-50s, probably 100 pounds overweight.
And like fucking sweaty.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like you're riding your bike all day.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Oh, dude.
No.
I mean, the alcohol would really take away from all that, right?
You'd hope so.
I want to know. I mean, Zach, you could probably answer this because I know you like things in your pee hole. How do you think whiskey would feel in and around your pee hole?
I feel like it'd be like a nice little tingle.
A nice little tingle.
Well, in my experience, it hasn't been that bad.
Like those.
That's how
like
I drink all of it.
Hot condoms.
Yeah. That's how I drink. I just lay my junk into the whiskey glass, and it's like a trunk. I drink, I drink through it.
Well, and I wonder too. In theory, would it technically sterilize it? Sanitize it?
Yeah.
Wouldn't be sterilized, but
sanitized a bit. Yeah, you imagine. So you'd get some
A
like
little bit.
extra
Kill
skin
something.
flakes and cheese, but it would be bacteria free or dead bacteria.
Well, and like
Maybe.
okay, so a friend of mine recently had a baby, and there was so much arguments about whether to circumcise or to not circumcise. So obviously, to the Google we go, and we did a fuck ton of research, and people who are not circumcised have 81% more bacteria. So what's in it that she just put in her mouth? Like,
dead skin and piss.
There could be 3 girls in that.
The
I don't like
circumcision
it.
thing is an interesting debate, and I'm in a weird spot because, I mean,
you'll never have to deal with it.
I'll never have to deal with it because I'm not having kids. Knock on wood. But on one hand, I'm like, it's kind of fucked up that it is genital mutilation, which in beautification. So, like, I am circumcised, and I'm really glad that I am. But I don't know. Is it weird to like just chop up a kid's dick?
I think part of me is I'm torn because I don't feel like I'm missing out, but I also just don't know what I'm missing out on. So I feel like that might be the kid's choice to make.
You can't give
it's
that
also
to
a lot harder.
14, yo.
It's the kid's choice to make eventually. It's a lot harder to go through when you get older, though.
Okay, story time. I have known multiple adult males in my life who had to get it done later on because of infections, complications, whatever, phimosis, shit like that. Yeah. My 13-year-old... Oh, I probably shouldn't say stepbrother. Fuck it, he's not going to listen to it.
Beep.
So, he was 13. I don't know the technical term. Got a dick cheese infection.
That sounds
and
technical
had to get circumcised then. Those are prime baiting years. And you're going to cut it off like, poor man. I felt bad for him when I found that out.
Might as well handcuff him.
I think in your teens...
It just would have been easier from the beginning.
Yeah, in your teens, you should be beating it one time a day for every year that you've been alive. I think that's standard protocol. And you hit 13, and that's the beating season. And I just, like... chronic boner disease at that age, like that would just be, how did you contain that? You just walk around with an ice pack on your crotch?
I've asked Jesse so many times. I'm like, why did guys always have baggy sweaters all the time? He's like, to hide their dicks, obviously.
Boners. You know what's like the biggest thing, the scariest thing as a young teenage boy is just sitting in class, like honestly trying to pay attention to math, and then all of a sudden you're just like, I am fully erect. And the teacher's like, okay, we're going to bring people up to the board to do work now. And you're like,
yes.
No.
I feel like
I'm so happy I don't have a dick.
Yeah, it's fucking annoying.
I feel like every boy should be able to have like a conversation with their teachers, be like, hey, we need to come up with like
the safe word,
some sort of like hand
word.
gesture or something that you can recognize.
It's happening again.
Listen, that happened 5 times today during class. Well, I can't help it. I'm sorry. Oh my god.
Oh god.
There's so many tricks, so many boner hiding tricks. Baggy sweaters, the
tuck method. I use the
belt buckle tuck.
Oh, I utilize the tuck method so often, especially. And you know what? I'm gonna get a little personal here. My erection game has not slowed up, so I'm still getting the random ones in the middle of the day.
No reason, boners.
Right? Yeah. It just pops up. So like I'll be sitting at work and like I work in IT, so I gotta like go around and help people with their computer issues. No, I'm just like in jeans, and a lot of the time I have to like tuck my shirt in, but like at those points when it's like, okay, there's some shit going on, I'll untuck my shirt and just let it hang over. But I still do the tuck method, obviously. But like it's pretty awkward, like approaching people and
touching your junk.
You've got an erection. You've got an erection that you take care of it before you go see them. Obviously, like you're not doing it.
What if it happens while you're seeing them?
Yeah, what you pitch in a tent like Ron Burgundy?
And you're like, I need to sit down. You're like, I need to sit down and work on your computer for an extra long time, so this thing goes away. And then you just think about baseball and I guess
monster trucks,
whiskey dick shots.
That's gonna be my go-to now. Is just whiskey, dick, cheese, alcohol. I'm gonna make this.
Yeah,
people will buy it.
Oh.
People will buy it.
There's a market. Me and my wife.
It's been fermented for how many years?
People drink tequila with like toes in it.
Yeah. Me and my wife have been talking about people who like to buy like used underwear and stuff like that. Like there's a market for that.
I really missed my calling for that. I'm so pissed. And now I'm too old to even get a sugar daddy. Fuck.
You're not too old. You just have to get an older sugar daddy.
Yeah.
For real, man. If I was a woman,
it is a very specific market, though,
and was moderately attractive, I would probably just sell all of my clothes all the time.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. My sister is like a fucking smoke show. She's so hot. And it's to the point that it's actually a piss off because if I mention something about her, people are like, oh, what's your sister like? And I was like, oh, I'll pull up her Instagram and I'll show you. And they're like, oh my God, that's your sister? Fuck you, I'm pretty too. God.
No rivalry there at all. No.
She's prime, like sugar daddy age, selling dirty underwear. Fucking take a video of yourself like shitting on something. She's 22. She's hot. Yeah. Do it. Quickly. Get on it. Well, I'm saying there's different forms on the internet. You know,
2 services: underwear, or I'll shit on a glass table for you.
Underneath shot, the video camera looking up. Oh God, dude.
Well, that's one of the things actually that I was going to bring up today. What amount of money would you be willing to accept to shit on a glass table while someone lied underneath it, jerking the gherkin?
Am I getting any? Do I have to touch the dick?
No.
No? Man,
no dick touching. You're just taking a good old dump.
I would do it for free just if I could take a picture.
I was going to say, at this point, it wouldn't take a whole lot. I've got a lot of things.
We got to bring back the What Will Zach Do for $50 game?
No, not $50. It wouldn't be 50 bones. I would probably, I don't know. At this point, I would say $5,000 maybe.
$5,000? Fuck.
Oh, yeah, no. I'd go way under that.
What do you do? I would probably do it for $100.
Well, okay, so my client is a police officer, and he was driving a sex worker home. My friend always gets mad when I say hooker. She's like, they're sex workers. Okay, fine. So he asked her, like, what's the weirdest thing that you've been paid to do? And it was shitting on a glass table for $1,500. I would do that in a heartbeat. Can we meet once a month? My mortgage is paid.
Once a month? I can meet 4 times a day.
Stop eating so much protein, Jesus.
It's the fiber. It's really the fiber.
This is why I feel like shit all the time. I'm fairly vegetarian right now. Thank you very much.
Oh, right.
Not intentionally.
I'm sorry
but
to hear that.
Allie's vegetarian, unintentionally, and she typically makes dinners. And when I come home from the gym, I just eat whatever's in front, and I don't complain. But yeah, I've been fairly vegetarian. Although I did go to Stampede here. Yeehaw! Okay. Which is a big... It's the largest the outdoor show on Earth. It's basically like the Iowa State Fair, but times 5.
Okay.
That gives no context to you, Lacey, but it gives some context to Zach.
Sure. Yeah.
But
I would think it's like Transcona times 10.
I mean, yeah, it's very Transcona.
It's pretty.
It's very. I'm not even gonna lie. I have no idea where I was going with that story.
You're talking about protein.
talking about
protein
and the Stampede.
Yeah. Vegetarian going Stampede.
I have no fucking clue what's going.
Was there a table a glass table you sat on at the Stampede?
Oh, that's what I'm late for.
Is that where that was going?
I'm sorry, I just ruined your story.
No, I just had a complete fucking brain meltdown there.
That's what this podcast does.
In my head,
Johnny.
This was going to be a hilarious story, and now it's gone. And I'm going to remember it at like 2 a.m. I'm going to like snap awake and be like, and I'm going to call you both. Just be prepared.
Okay.
All right. I'll keep my ringer on.
Fuck, that's going to piss me off. Goddamn Stampede.
Maybe it'll come back before the end of the podcast.
Maybe.
Yeah, we'll be in the middle of something else, and Johnny's just gonna stew on this the entire time.
Yeah, I'm just gonna ignore you both until this thought comes back. That's the game plan. All right.
Fair enough.
Anyways, shitting on a glass table, $1,500, pretty low if you ask me. I know where I was going with that story.
No, I would totally take it. Go.
Okay.
Stampede, shitting on a table. So it's like tradition when it's Stampede that people do Stampede breakfast, and they're usually free. They're all over the city. I went to my first Stampede party last week. It was a client of mine. They have a fancy membership at this fancy like executive club. So I typically eat vegetarian, go to the Stampede party, kind of expecting like burgers or hot dogs, whatever. No, buffet of steak, shrimp, chicken, fish, prairie oysters.
Prairie oysters,
plus a bunch of like other shit. Like it was just this incredible like meat fiesta that was fantastic. So I'm walking around with my buffet plate, like going through like the carousel lines, and I'm like meat, 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 and then some dude's like standing next to me, and I like look at my plate, look at his plate. I'm like, I'm honestly not trying to be that guy that's just eating all the meat, though secretly I was really happy there was so much meat. It's like, but I can't find any vegetables here, and he's like, yeah, don't worry, I'm in the same boat. But I end up eating like 3 steaks, so like vegetarian all week, go to this event, and then I ate like 3 steaks and 1 million shrimp, and I tried prairie oysters, and I'm not gonna lie, pretty fucking good. If you can get over the fact that you have balls in your mouth, which I know for you too, that's normal.
Hey man, at least they're my own, okay?
Impressive. So God. I tried prairie oysters, and I'm not gonna lie, I ate probably about 5 of them. Because my coworker was like, I dare you to eat one, and I was like, fuck it, and I just took a scoopful. They're not that big. Man, bull's balls are kind of disappointing. Maybe because they were
just expecting huge.
Well, yeah, you'd think that if you're a bull, you'd be rocking like a pair of, at least golf balls or tennis balls.
Oh, really?
No, they were like they were like, I don't know, the size of my thumb, like my like this. They're like that. Just little guys.
Now I know why. Now I know why they're so angry all the time, because they're overcompensating. It's a similar thing to like dudes who drive around in the fucking lifted fucking huge trucks with the fucking metal balls hanging off the back end.
Oh, I fucking hate
that's
those.
The same shit.
I love them,
the
especially
same
when they're swinging.
That's the same shit. But there's an overcompensation issue. Now it makes sense. That's why they're all angry all the time.
That's why they're dicks.
Bulls are dicks. So I ate their balls. Showed them.
Yeah.
I highly recommend it. I would.
I don't think I'll be adding that to my palate, but
yeah,
I had this
I think
moment
that's a hard
where
pass
I brag
for me.
about eating everything. Really? I don't know. Do you like organ meat? See,
no.
I'm fucking weird though. I eat everything. And it was like
I'm okay with like gizzards and stuff like
that.
If
you eat a gizzard,
like
you
liver,
eat a nut.
I know
they're deflated. They were flat. They weren't like. I always imagined when a kid, when you hear about prairie oysters, like growing up in the prairies, people always talking about them, and you just think they're going to be this like golf ball full of semen that you're going to bite into and it's going to leak. And they're like deflated little baby balloons.
I would still expect like some splashback,
No like, splashback. I was disappointed.
It's like a piñata. It's like a juicy piñata.
It was like a deflated gusher. Like a gusher with no
I don't like that at all.
I love gushers. I need some gushers in my life.
I literally walked by them today at the grocery store. I'm like, Jesse, we should get gushers. He's like, why? I'm like, what do you mean fucking why? They're the best thing ever.
I
was so pissed.
Are you getting a divorce?
I might be. I might have to now. Side note,
that's almost a deal breaker.
There's a knockoff version of gushers I found at Walmart called Squirters, and that is the best fucking name ever.
Why have I not found these?
Something
I know, right?
vaguely similar to what you just said. We went to the local amusement park here in Kansas City, and they had these shorts outside of like a roller coaster. You know how you get off the roller coaster and you like walk into the gift shop where they have all the paraphernalia about the roller coaster and stuff. Anyway, there were these shorts, and on it looked like the I can't remember what the name of the brand is, but it says Screamer on the shorts, and they're like little shorts. So I bought my wife a pair of them.
That'd be really good.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
The end.
You had to.
I've always wanted to get underwear. Or shorts that say stupid shit on them, because in summer I refer to it as slut season and I'm wearing skirts and dresses the whole time. And I'm not going to lie, they're usually pretty fucking short. And when it's windy, I don't change my outfits. I'm still rocking the skirts and the dresses and whatever. So I want to have like underwear that says like, you're welcome. But Screamer would be pretty good too. That would be a conversation starter.
Yeah. Yeah. Here, I think they're actually right over here. Hold on.
Oh boy, here we go. Are you going to put them on too?
Please put them on. Do it.
If you don't come back into frame while I'm recording this, oh my god. Please come back into the frame wearing them. Oh, you pansy.
What a dick. Such
Does
a
it say
tease.
it on the butt?
No, it doesn't say it on the butt, unfortunately. I think that's why they didn't do it like that.
The vagina says Screamer? Oh, the thigh. Okay, that's kind of boring.
No, it's like on the...
It's like a Supreme logo.
It is, yeah.
Yes, that's what I was thinking about. Yes.
Did they only sell 12 of them?
Okay, Zach, real talk here.
Exactly.
How much do I have to pay you to get to shit on your chest?
Oh, like he's considering it.
He's so
I mean... I'm trying to think what I need to pay off the most. I really hate my credit card. And it's pretty high right now. I don't know, Johnny. I mean, it depends on how much you're willing to pay. Because if you don't have a limit, then I'm just going to have you pay off my Discover card.
How much is your Discover card?
That's like $15,000.
Oh, that's way too much. I mean,
But imagine... I'm
seeing what you're willing.
Yeah,
yes.
If you said like 1,500,
I would let you do it a second time.
Do it.
Hey, I'd let you do it a second time.
For 1,500.
How about that? No, for 15,000. It's a two for one thing here.
So 7,500 a shit.
Sure, if you want to look at it like that, but I prefer glass half full. You know,
I don't know if this is worth it.
Just think about how many people you could tell. You could just be like, no big deal. I shat on my best friend's chest. Ooh.
I mean,
I'm starting to go
like you'd be able to put
as
it
we
anywhere.
speak right now.
It's not like you'd be able to post it anywhere. Maybe on our Patreon.
No, I'm going to put it on
like
Pornhub
that.
and turn that 15,000 into like 100,000.
Can we blur my face?
No, it's going to be on your face.
I thought you said on my
really
chest.
Yeah, but don't be splatter.
Do you really think that many people would download it, that they'd want to watch that? Like, because I'm just going to speak for all women. No woman wants to see that. Ever.
It's
guys are the ones into the weird shit.
Yeah, and those are guys are typically the ones that are willing to pay for weird shit.
It's usually Japanese businessmen.
True.
It is.
I've seen some shit.
Japanese.
Whoa, Johnny. Whoa. Calm down there, boy. Here's a sugar cube. Guys, it's July. We need to talk about our sponsor, Audible. Head over to audibletrial.com/jumbled to get your free 30-day trial and a free audiobook. The book that we're going to talk about this month is A Polaroid Guy in a Snapchat World by David Spade. Narrated by David Spade. It's about 6.5 hours long. This book, David Spade reflects on his SNL days and also talks about his life now through a series of takes such as why it's getting harder to date younger women, the dad life, and being the battle-tested vet on set. Whether he's talking about the far too easy task of breaking up via iMessage or feeding the trolls and losing online, when David displays his humor and filthy mind on being middle-aged, he's in a league of his own. This audiobook was created with Audible in mind. It's pretty cool. They wrote it and they created it. And this was the end goal, to get on Audible. So, head over and find the new comedic memoir, which will take you along for the sometimes embarrassing and always hilarious ride of getting older in our fleeting Snapchat world. Guys, that's the book. If you want to listen to that, great. If you want to listen to something else, hey, cool. Just head over to audibletrial.com/jumbled. They got all the books. Like I've said before, numerous times, you guys know, they've got so many books, so you're going to find something you like. I guarantee it. And we guarantee that you are going to like the rest of this episode. So let's get back to it.
Businessman. Okay, I'm on Pornhub right now. Chest
shitting. Oh, this shit just got real.
Okay,
God.
there's some videos that I have not looked but have questionable titles. First one, Zach, I shit you not. Japanese slave eat shit in bondage.
Dude, it's always
Half
Japanese.
500,000 views. 500,000 views.
I guarantee most of that is Japan. I mean, there's no way to really look at that.
Oh, this is so creepy. Why am I looking? It's a lot of Japanese.
You're watching it, Johnny?
Are you just watching the GIF replay?
I'm just looking at the thumbnails.
Okay.
That's not as bad.
I'm still questioning why you even typed it in. I mean, you saw the numbers. That's when you hit the back button on your browser.
No,
Johnny.
you got to do.
It's like you're sucked in now.
You got to do thorough investigation. God damn it! You can't just. What's wrong with you?
I don't think you have to. Nobody's sticking a knife to
I
your back
believe
here,
in the scientific method, and I'm going to watch all of these videos and write a full report back to you guys.
You're going to have like some weird PTSD next week or something, dude.
Seriously.
It's not even going to be good.
So
I haven't slept.
You're going to be useless to the podcast. Yeah.
Or very useful. He'll have so much more information.
Exactly.
I mean, maybe, yeah. I guess that's true. But he's going to be like, you said 15,000, right? That's actually a good rate. I actually did all the research. I know what all the numbers are. Let's do it. Let's do it now. I'm good.
I can monetize that, guaranteed.
But like, typically, the person doing the shitting is the one getting paid, not the person getting shit on. Usually you want to be shit on. I don't know why. But
I don't know. Maybe that fetish goes both ways. Maybe you love shitting on people. I mean, I could see the benefit and the enjoyment in taking a dump on Zach. I'm just saying.
I could see. I could see that in like a sub-dom relationship.
You know how many burritos I would eat? I would eat
Too many.
Nothing but burritos for probably 2 weeks.
Oh, it'd be so soupy.
What kind of burritos are we talking about? Just bean burritos?
No, man. You need a variety
chili
of meat
cheese.
And chili and cheese. And then I would just take I don't know.
Rice, beans.
I would probably
some
just
meat,
chug a bottle of baby laxative and then hold on for dear life.
Have you ever been there?
Make sure you have some handles so you don't fly away.
Where you're holding on to dear life.
Yeah, you're like, oh my god, get me to the nearest bathroom right now.
I mean,
it's not a good time.
I believe that if you don't shit yourself at least once a year, you're not doing things right. So,
that's a lot. Oh my god,
that's a whole lot.
See a fucking doctor.
I feel like.
Holy shit.
I totally shit myself at Mike's wedding.
Oh my god. So you're in a fancy suit and all. Oh my god.
No, not like at his actual wedding, but we were in Mexico for his wedding for a week. And I got a bug. I got real sick for like 2 days. And I just pulled through. I was like, okay. I think I'm okay. Like I'm a little bit but I'm okay. I was like, I've never been so sick. I slept in a jacuzzi tub full of boiling water. I was so cold.
Right.
And then we did hung out for the day, whatever, and ate some food. And then it was, I don't know, probably midnight, and we're laying on the beach, like a bunch of us, and we're watching the stars. And I'm like, ooh, I have to fart. Fun fact, I got more than I bargained for in that exchange. And I was like,
never trust it.
I need to go back to the room real quick.
So it's just a little piddle.
I mean, that's really relative, Like, what's define little piddle? Like, I didn't keep the underwear.
When you stood up to go back to the room, did it drip down your leg or did it stay?
No, it stayed
concealed,
in the butt pouch of my underwear.
The butt pouch.
I'm sorry, Mom.
So I feel like that doesn't really count as I think there's a difference between accidentally shitting your pants and intentionally shitting.
Well, how do
your
you?
pants,
Who the fuck would intentionally do it?
Okay.
Do you have something to tell us?
You intentionally do something you intentionally go out and drink or something. You get just piss drunk and then you shit on yourself. That's like a self-inflicted shitting. You're doing it, but you don't realize you're doing it. Right. There's a story about that. I'm not going to say any names. Johnny, do you recall Graceland? At Graceland?
Well,
there was a guy.
Use first names because no one will know. So, Lacey, we had a friend. You know my friend. You know Billy. I've talked to you about Billy, the guy who, no matter how bad your day is, his day's always worse.
Yes.
And that's why he's the best friend in the world. So he had a friend, and he got really, really drunk and shit himself in his dorm room. Shit everywhere. Shit on the floor. It made the whole floor smell horrible. Everyone woke up the next morning getting ready to go for breakfast, and all you smell is shit.
Was it carpet?
Yeah.
No, it was on tile.
No, it was tile floors.
Thank God.
Thank God.
Our friend Billy made fun of this kid forever. For probably 3 months nonstop every day. Just you're a piece of garbage. You're the lowest form of human ever. How do you shit yourself? Can't handle your booze. Can't do this. Unbelievable. Just drilling into this guy to the point where I'm wow, I feel bad. This is gross, but that's embarrassing. And then now you just have this guy who's got a big mouth just anywhere in public, be like, fucking shit yourself, you piece of shit, garbage, like just all this stuff. Just
You're fucking disgusting.
And then like it's probably like 4 months later, someone goes to use. So we lived in dorm rooms, so we had like a shared washer and drying machine, and someone goes to use the washing machine, and there's shit in it, like a copious amount of shit. So after some sleuthing, it turns out that Billy got real fucked up one night and then shit himself.
Good. Fuck him.
And tried to hide it, but in his drunk ass, like walking down the hallway naked with like clothes full of shit, and just like throws them in the washing machine and like half turns it on or something, but then panics and then pulls them out. So there's just dog, give
like
it to
just
us.
Leave it to die. You can't salvage that. Fucking put it in a plastic bag and no one ever has to know.
Yeah.
I feel I feel like as a woman I shouldn't tell this story.
Oh my god.
Because girls don't fart or poo or anything, obviously.
No, absolutely not. No.
Oh yeah, it doesn't happen. This is a fallacy. What you're getting ready to tell us, it didn't actually happen. You're making it up in real time.
It's pure fiction.
Sure.
So, like a friend of mine, because it wasn't me,
sure,
went to Olive Garden, and by the way,
Casey,
love that
right?
place.
It was Casey.
yeah, that one.
We all got a guilty pleasure.
So this bitch was living in a really shitty rental. And up here in Canada, it can get pretty cold and things settle fucky in the winter. So the door didn't always lock or unlock properly. And Casey drove home with the windows down in -40, just trying to make it home. That was what was important. Couldn't open the goddamn door. And no one else was home. No. So what do you do in those cases? You call your mom. And Mumsy, sweet Mumsy, was like, you gotta do. Just find a tree. Just go against it. So one thing led to another. And Casey was relieved and just never talked about it. Yeah. Now, Casey lived in the country.
You said there was a bear. She said there was a bear, right?
Obviously. There's a lot of I'm not going to say stray dogs, but because everyone owns them, but they're just kind of loose. Dogs really like to smell other creatures' shit. So it got to the point that Casey's husband went to investigate if there was a dead animal by this tree because all the neighborhood dogs were going there. And he came in the house.
Man, her milkshake brought all the boys to the yard.
Don't refer to it as milkshake, Johnny. You just ruined a dessert.
So much disappointment in his eyes. I remember word for word, there's no way a fucking dog did that. What happened? Oh, God. But, they're still together, and that's what matters. That's love.
Yeah. Yeah, love conquers all.
And
even
that's
weird shit
why they
stories.
tell you to dig a hole.
Yeah, well, it was winter. What was I going to do? What was Casey going to do?
You? Oh!
Oh, shit! Just blew the roof off of it.
Oh, God.
We definitely didn't know. Oh my God.
Oh, it was bad time.
That is the danger.
Lacey, you started off the podcast saying you had tummy fucking stories, and we have not heard a single tummy fucking story, and we're 42 minutes.
I'm not even mad. This has been very eye-opening. This has been great. I think all around. I think we've all learned something about each other here.
So, first off, oh man, I have so many dick ones. I wrote a bunch down. It's ridiculous. Oh God.
Okay. Let's do you want to hear?
See what you did.
Or tummy fucking too, not tummy tucking. I was just really loving the alliteration.
Like the makeover on TLC.
It's been a very poop.
I guess, do you want one that's... No, they're both sad and fucked up, but one's funny and one's just, like, disturbing. Do you want disturbing or, like, the funny, haha, people are dumb?
I sort of want both of them, but let's do disturbing first, and then you can end off big with the funny.
Yeah.
Okay. So, first off, I'm just going to take a quick little break because apparently my GarageBand will only go to 640 something. So I'm going to pause it and then re-record it so we have it all.
Jumbled is experiencing technical difficulties. Please hang around. We'll be right back after this.
Okay. So, a client of mine is a nurse, and she travels the world and does courses everywhere and whatever. And every time she meets up with other nurses, they do a dinner, and they all tell their most fucked up story. And whoever's the winner, everyone buys that girl dinner. It's actually a pretty sweet gig. I think that's awesome. Brilliant. So this happened, right? Because imagine the stories nurses have. They have everything.
Oh, definitely.
It's fantastic. So this was in London, in the ER. And I'm sorry, it's disturbing
London,
and it's
Ontario,
fucked up.
Or
so
London, across the pond?
Oh, like across the pond. So a girl came in naked, wrapped in a blanket, holding something
I don't like where this is
on
going.
her tummy.
I don't like where this is going.
They were like, oh, like, why are you here? How can I help you? Whatever the fuck they say in ERs. I don't even know.
Hello, mate.
And she was fucking her dog, and her dog's penis got stuck in her vagina, and she was covered in like scratches and bite marks because it was trying to like push its way to get out of her, but it was caught because I'm assuming because it's bar. Yes, it was still inside her. Your face, Zach. Don't leave your wife alone with your puppy. Just saying.
You have a cute dog, Zach. I'm just saying.
I'm not too concerned with that. Oh my god.
I have so many questions.
So,
how small is her vagina, or how big is the dick?
Was this a Great Dane?
They're barbed, so they can get stuck. Like it's a thing, and then they swell because they panic. Yeah, it's fucked up. So clearly her dinner got bought. But here's the thing. So my client that told me the original tummy fucking story, he there's like a whole psychological thing to like working up to doing shit like that. So when I told him this story, he's like, you do realize that's not the first time she fucked her dog, right? Like this is just the first time it didn't go well. And it probably started with like, you know, some peanut butter.
Oh, definitely.
It just slowly progressed.
I don't want to be stereotypical when I say this, but I really struggle with this because I always just imagine that if you're a woman, no matter what scale of attractiveness you are, there's always going to be a human male that will do whatever you want to you if you just leave your house.
100%.
Right? Like that's just like you should never have to resort to fucking your dog.
No.
So do they?
And like I've seen some ugly bitches and they're fine. They're getting all the dick.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about dogs still.
Hey,
ugly bitches.
I mean, and if that's a sexual fantasy, I think I'm even more concerned.
No.
I feel like that all stems from Beauty and the Beast because some shit was.
Oh yeah. You know what? Disney movies are kind of fucked up. There's some strong bestiality going on in there.
100%.
Well, it's also like Stockholm syndrome too, because she's like, "Oh, you kidnapped me after you kidnapped my father. Now I love you." Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
he's psycho.
Sometimes,
and he's a beast.
Sometimes you gotta fight your way out. Sometimes you gotta fuck your way out. Okay, you just gotta know the situation you've been in.
Have you ever seen the live action remake of Beauty and the Beast?
No, I heard it was okay, but I heard that it's more relevant how fucked up it is. That it's like, you kidnapped me. Just kidding. I love you.
Yeah, so it's
totally.
It's even weirder in the live action version, but the part that really weirded me out about the whole movie was at the end after he's revived, the crazy witch lady brings him back, and
wow, way to ruin the movie.
And all is
Which
well
what the fuck
and good
was that? But whatever.
I don't know. They're all dancing at the thing, and then she asks him, "Can you start growing a beard?" Like she misses the beast. and then what's weirder is he does like this weird growl thing, and his eyes light up. So it's like, Jesus Christ, like this. You know what? You know what, dude?
Pound town.
Well, here's the thing. If he doesn't fix that shit, and he doesn't turn back into the beast, she's going to fuck a dog. That's what we've learned. That's what we've learned.
So maybe that's how that girl ended up in the ER. She's actually Belle.
Maybe she really loves beauty.
It's been solved.
What? Shit just got real.
Do they report her for like animal cruelty after, or is?
Oh yeah. Yeah, the dog got taken away. She got arrested, and well, I don't know if she got arrested, but she got charged and shit. I feel bad for the dog though, because like that's the best owner he's gonna have, and now she's gone forever.
Yeah, the dog wasn't doing anything wrong.
Yeah, sometimes this
he's just having a good time.
Really putting things into perspective. Sometimes I give Gus a belly rub, and I jokingly say, "Oh, do you want a hand job?" Well, I'm giving a belly rub, and it weirds Allie out. I don't think
Red Rocket.
I don't think I could ever say that again now after hearing that this is a thing that actually happens.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah, it happens. Ugh.
So
wrong. So wrong.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wait.
But the other tummy fucking story.
Wait. Was that the funny one or the disturbing one?
No, that was the disturbing one.
Oh my god, I can't wait.
And even the funny one, it's more sad.
All right, well let's go.
So, it's another nurse actually.
Perfect.
She works in a hospital like in the country where there's a lot of Hutterite colonies and stuff nearby. And a young couple came in. They were having fertility issues. And the doctor was asking, like, how long have you been trying? Blah, blah, blah. Have you been checking ovulation? All that kind of shit. And the doctor had to step out of the room and was laughing. And my client walked by and was like, what's going on? These two newlyweds, they were like 18, 19. Obviously, were homeschooled.
Yep.
Were never taught sex ed.
Nope.
They assumed you got pregnant by getting sperm in the belly. So he was rubbing up against her tummy and jizzing in her belly button, and then they would put a Band-Aid over her belly button to keep it in.
That's so cute.
That's so cute.
That's so cute. Oh my god. That's not sad at all. That's the most adorable thing I've ever heard in my life.
So he had to teach him about the birds and the bees.
How?
Sex just got so much better for that dude. Let's talk about it. For the girl too.
Fuck him for the girl. Yeah. Could you imagine? She's like, so this is it, huh? This is what everyone talks about. Huh.
Same That's question as the first story. How big is that belly button, or how small is that dick?
Well, and that's what I was wondering is like, does he just like rub it, like smack it like a paintbrush, like happy accidents? Like, what's happening?
No, I'm trying to imagine the awkward position. So he's like halfway up. He's like standing. He's like on his feet with one hand.
He's
doing
like the cobra.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's like in a three. He's like in a football stance over top of her, and he's just jerking off into her belly button. That's the only way. That's the only way that works. He's just jerking off because there's no way that belly button's cavernous enough to fit his dick unless he's got a micro penis.
They disputed the doctor on that? Like, no, you're wrong. My mom/teacher told me this is where babies come from, and this is how I was born, so you're wrong.
How pissed off would you be at your parents for not telling you how this shit was supposed to go down?
Yeah. Do you go back and say, what the fuck? Or do you just never admit it, and then all of a sudden, oh my god, imagine if you just never say anything, they have actual intercourse, get pregnant, but they don't tell their parents, and then their parents are like, fuck, that worked?
That's a better long con, dude. I love that.
The weird thing that I think of is like for her, like she would have her period and stuff. Is that, what do they tell her about that? The fuck is that? Like, oh, that's just your tummy shedding from a different belly button.
You have multiple belly buttons.
Yeah, that's the exit. That's the exit.
The upper
and
belly
don't, you
button.
know, what about if you have... And then the lower belly button,
the back
everyone knows that.
button, which kind of looks like a belly button.
Yeah.
Well, unless it's an Audi. Yeah. I mean, I guess if you have hemorrhoids, it's pretty similar.
That's true. Guys, isn't it weird that humans are just big tubes?
It's sort of weird.
It's pretty fucking disgusting.
Just big windy tubes.
Ugh, it's gross.
Oh my god.
So gross.
Those are two beautiful stories in so many ways.
How that also makes me wonder though too. Did she ever masturbate ever in her life and think that was a separate thing?
No, she probably just tickled her own belly button, which I have belly button disease, so I mean
Dude, there's no way that if she practiced any kind of hygiene, she didn't brush up against her clit every now and again and be like, "Oh shit, what the fuck is this?"
Whoa,
you know,
like there's nice no little way. Tingle.
Yeah, there's no way. There's no way she was.
Right?
But I mean, they were both oblivious enough to think that him skeeting into her belly button was enough to.
Maybe sexual pleasure was separate from pregnancy, right? So maybe he was like doing her vaginally, and then was like, "Okay, time to put." The baby mix in you.
The baby in
and
you.
And then pulled out and then was like, I insert here.
No, see, that makes the story not as good. So I'm going to assume that he never inserted.
He just was straight belly fucking.
Not once.
Not once. He never inserted.
He's like, what, there's a hole in
Imagine
there? I thought that was just like a closed thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Imagine just... how busy they were for the next couple weeks. Like, they didn't see anyone.
No.
They're like, oh my God, this is amazing.
They were not doing chores on the farm, that's for sure.
They came out, they're dehydrated. They're all wrinkly.
They just rehydrate with a nice warm glass of milk fresh from the cow. Just...
No.
Don't pasteurize that shit at all.
Full of pus and everything. Man, I love milk. But it does kind of gross me out when people talk about how much pus is in milk. I still go with it, though.
Just don't talk about it, then.
I am not going to stop dipping my cookies in milk because
I didn't know where that was going.
Well, here's the thing. If they find pus in any of the milk, they, like, remove all of the milk.
Yeah, but there's definitely a percentage of all milk is pus. Like, they're not clean slating it. Like, when you get...
Well, there's an acceptable amount. They're
just like mouse shit and dried food, right?
You know what? I love milk. I'm not going to stop drinking
Especially with my cookies.
I don't care what's in it. Yeah. I'm not going to stop drinking it. I'm not going to stop using it. Period.
No,
even if I was lactose intolerant, even if I developed an intolerance to
it, I'd be like, though, right?
I guess I'm just going to
force your body.
I guess I'm just going to shit myself. the rest of my life.
Just don't tell Billy.
Oh, beauty. Lacey, what a wrap up right there.
Yeah. Yep. I love it. I feel like we didn't get through very much, but I don't know.
It just means we'll have you back on for a third episode, but probably not in a year. Ideally not in a year. I can't believe it's been a year.
Well, and when I tattooed you last, I was like, I can't say fucking anything because then we'll have nothing to talk about on the podcast. So I have to, it was so awkward and so quiet.
I had to go into a dark place.
You were dying.
Day 2, I was like, I'm so sick of this chair. I'm sick of this table. I can only watch so many movies.
Everything sucks.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. We got to do, before we wrap up.
I didn't get political or religious this time, so that's not
true.
so bad.
Well, we can hold on to
I'm a better person this time.
No, we all still believe in the Sky Wizard, though.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so this is a new Jumble tradition that Zach kind of knows about, but not really. I'm just making it official. So when we have a guest, we do a poll of, did John get molested by Santa Claus or not? And I'm going to show you a picture that I found of myself as a kid, and you get to decide.
All right, I'm ready. I'm ready. Yeah, you definitely did. Just he slid that hand a little bit lower. Look how big his hands are compared to your little dinky.
Well, but look what he's doing. Look what he's doing.
He's
live long and prosper.
Yeah, he's spreading the distance.
He's like scissoring you with his hand.
Realistically, these fingers should be above my waistline, but
that's on your nut.
That is.
No, he's definitely
on my hammer.
And he has one in the belly button too. He's trying to get you pregnant.
That's where my belly button disease came from. Fucking Santa. All right, it's the only person who said no to this is my mom.
I'm so sorry. Do you have nightmares at night?
Maybe it's.
Do you have night terrors ever?
It might be why I hate Christmas. I always blamed my little sister because she was born on Christmas Eve, but it might be the Santa Claus.
It's definitely Santa Claus.
It all makes sense.
All right, well.
He sees you when you're sleeping.
Sure does.
Apparently did a lot more when he was sleeping, too.
He makes sure you're awake.
All right, let's wrap it up. Thanks for listening, guys. We appreciate you guys coming back every week. If you want to find us on social media, it's @JumbledPodcast. If you want to send us any emails, it'd be jumbledpodcast@gmail.com or johnny.jumbled@gmail.com. Remember, dick pics only. Johnny, have you gotten any dick pics recently?
Very minimal dick pics. I'm disappointed.
Well, let's get a little creative, okay, guys? Let's get a little creative with it because we need to fill that inbox right back up. And I can't be the only one.
Or pictures of people shitting.
Yeah.
People shitting.
We now have prizes in 2 categories.
Yes.
Blumpkins are acceptable.
Ooh, a combination.
Ooh. But you got it. That's like an in-person thing, though, Johnny.
No, you could send me a picture of you getting a Blumpkin or giving a Blumpkin.
Oh, okay.
That's acceptable.
Okay,
that's the hybrid.
2
hybrid
birds,
category.
1 stone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can continue listening wherever you are, but whatever you do, please head over to iTunes and give us a rating and review. It helps us out a lot. We appreciate it. Thanks to our sponsor, Audible. Even though they had no say in the content of this podcast at all, you should definitely go and check out their wide variety of audiobooks that they have. And if you want to go over and support us on Patreon, that'd be patreon.com/jumbled. And that's all we got. Lacey, thank you so much for coming back on. We'll have you again soon because I feel like we have so much more
Absolutely so much more to talk about.
Oh, yeah. I have a full page, so
oh, no.
I'm ready.
It's going to be a chronicle. I'm ready for this. All right, guys. We'll see you guys next week for another episode of Jumbled, your favorite
about
podcast.
How to make babies properly.
In the belly button. We've all learned that.
Belly button.
Bye. We'll see you guys.
Oh, God.